Hello friends, this is Holmes, a first-time farmer over 50. Welcome to the homestead. So this is another follow-up video on the 6-acre project for 2025. Standing down here right along the wash that I've been filling in this year. Most of this was done back in end of August, September, and October. So we're going to take a look at this hillside right here. We're at the very back end of the property, so this is looking south onto the neighbor's land. You can see the T-post there, that's the property line. So we're going to walk north uphill toward the road, and you're going to see what we accomplished on that hillside there. And this is what that used to look like. It's a mess. Autumn olives, honeysuckle, and just all kinds of saplings, seedling trees and things. And I encourage you to go back and take a look at the videos from last year. It was the 6-acre project, tour of the 6-acre project. It's from December 26th of last year. That's 2024-12-26. And we're going to go ahead and take a walk up through here so you can see how things look. And this lower portion of it is pretty messy, so I'm going to be fighting through this, so please bear with me, but it'll give you a decent idea of what was accomplished. And I'm trying to look and see where I'm walking here, as I'm also trying to take video so I don't wipe out. If I do wipe out, you'll be the first to know. It's a big red oak that came down April the 1st of 2023. I was out here when that fell and took a video of it right after it happened. Yeah, this area here is going to look really dynamite once I get it cleaned out too. Yeah, looking back down. A lot of firewood over on that hillside from all the trees that I cut down. Most of the trees that I did cut down were maples. There's just a huge amount of maples growing, especially the smaller trees. You know, the main 4 types of trees that we had here were oak, hickory, maple, and ash. And then after we were hit by the emerald ash borer about 15 years ago, that wiped out pretty much all of our ash trees. So we're now down to maple, oak, and hickory. Now there, of course, there are other varieties, but they are the top 3 by far. Apologize for the wind. I don't know how much it's interfering, but yeah, we got a lot of smaller maples, and I've taken quite a few of those down. They grow like weeds. Pass through right here, and I've removed many trees, and their branches and trunks have all gone down here in the wash. That is to slow down the water and help prevent erosion. You can see the logs that are laying there. Again, just to help slow things down. That's all that's for. When you slow the water down, the sediment that the water is carrying has a chance to drop out and not get washed away. So we don't need any more erosion. This area is quite incised as it is, and the more we can do to prevent that. And I do get some comments from people saying, well, you're cutting down trees. Don't they stop erosion? And the answer is, not really. Because between the trees, all you have are leaves. And there's no grass growing. and there are no roots in the upper levels of the soil. So all that soil just washes away. The tree roots do hold things to some degree, but they don't hold it near the surface. I can't tell you how many trees I've seen that have been undermined along these dry washes from the water just rushing through, just removing the soil from between the roots, and eventually that tree just falls. So the trees, you know, they do things, they hold some soil to some degree, but grass is what really does it. And that's what we need through here, is we gotta get grass growing. And the grass can't grow if it can't get any sunlight. So by removing some of the trees, opening up the canopy, that allows the sunlight in. And we do have some grass growing, a few tufts here and there, like that, here and there, but it's not much at all. But it is a lot more than what we had 4 years ago, before I started doing this clearing. Some areas more than others, of course. In this area, really there isn't much at all, because I just got started on it. Just this area here, just within the last 4 to 5 months. Yeah, looking back down through the valley, looks pretty good. All right. Now I'm gonna walk around this tree, and then we can get through here. Yeah, we can make this. Some of the trees that I cut down, for example, like this shagbark hickory, it was up there on that hill right below that pile of logs, and I dropped it, and a good portion of it ended up on this side of the dry wash. And this side of the dry wash is not part of the 6 Acre Project, so I have left it, and we'll get to that next year. Looking up toward the house, up toward the road. It really has changed a lot, looking really good. This is another one of those trees that I dropped. It started on the other side. We're going to walk around this one. It's a maple. Lots of limbs. More piles of wood. You can see the piles of branches up there in those shallow washes on the sides. And you got the main wash right through here. We were getting close to the top. Cut down quite a few cedar trees up in this area a couple months ago. We're about there. All right. And here we are, back to the top. This is the eastern side of the 6 Acre Project, looking south through the valley. Looking really good. So we appreciate you watching. please hit like and subscribe and ring that bell. And we look forward to seeing you again in the future. But if not, we will see you in the pasture.